So this little boy has been found next to the road. His mom was hit by a car. He was literally picked up about an hour ago. He was clinging to her body. She was dead and he was still clinging to her. So he is very confused about the situation. He's calling her. He was screaming earlier. So he hasn't settled yet, which is very understandable. So we just need to check if he has any injuries or anything like that to make sure that we don't miss anything. So Ellie is preparing some nuts. We're giving them rescue upon arrival because it is quite a shock. We are most probably going to give Arnica because he will have some impact, but we will have a closer look and we are giving ours off as a preventative. He has come down a little bit. Could you try making some milk?
The one whose teeth needs to be cut. Okay, you put it here, I'll this there. Thank you. I'll make it.
Sure, thank you. That's the rescue. Ellie, that's the rescue?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all of them in one.
He seems to be quite thirsty. Yeah. Hey. I know. I know.
Well, the first thing after they arrive is basically just to give them a quick check over to see if everything's okay. And of course, this is our little burrito, getting him put into our weighing scale just to see what his weight is, so we can start off with knowing how much he weighs to see if he picks up or loses weight.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but I need to subtract the blanket.
So now we're just going to check that all his limbs and everything okay. There's no sores or broken bones. He can move everything okay. Anything like fleas or lice or anything that we can pick up at this point, just to see what's going on, because sometimes it's very, very difficult. A lot of people don't notice the injuries with a lot of these animals, and then we only pick the stuff up later. So it is important that we just give them a good once over to make sure everything's fine and there isn't anything that's going to trouble him later on.
What are you putting? Oh, you look good. No injuries I can see. No injuries I can feel. Has a grab, has a rise, has some teeth. Wanna see? Oh, no. Yep. What do you think? 4, 5? Yeah, the teeth are really nice.
5 weeks old, maybe 6.
Yeah. Do you have rehab?
Yes, you take them. Thought I was going to have a nice night. Oh, they're going to sleep in their crib. Wow.
That's why the other babies were doing better. They're like, you don't call them with actually.
Huh?
The other ones are hitting that.
Oh, apparently. Well, we'll see.
Could you pass me?
Sorry, yes, we're just going to start chuckling. I can see.
Okay, today's the day Kinney's getting his microchip. We need to microchip all the babies before they move to foster mums to make sure we got record of them, which corresponds with the database. So all the information of one monkey goes into a database, their rehabilitation records, their medical records, and in the future this helps as well. If people couldn't identify the monkey, for example, then we have got a microchip scanner that we can scan them, even though the people currently here do get to know the monkeys by face. It just backs up that we've got the right information for the right record and the right monkey.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so all done, and he was very good and very quiet, which is wonderful. And then we just scan to check. Correct barcode? Yep. Okay, all good.
Hello, Legend.
All right, Kinney, you're ready. So here's Kinney being transported. He's going to just go into the crate.
Hi, everybody.
You ready, boy? Big day today? Always difficult to get them off you because they kind of cling like they do to their mums.
Be sure.
Okay. Are you ready, Kinney? Big day for Bubby. Yes, big day for you. Okay? Big day for you. I know, Bubby. You okay? You okay? Yes. You okay? Yes. We're going to say goodbye to you. And hopefully you stay with foster mummies. I know, yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to pop him through the gate, wrapped up in a blanket, and then Mummy will try and pick him up. So I'm going to try and take the blanket with me. If not, if he clings too much to it and Mum's come over, then I'll have to leave the blanket in, but I'm hoping not, because otherwise they cling to the blanket instead of a mum. So let's see how it goes. Martha's over there, which is good. Might actually just let go of the blanket and pop him in that way. Okay, little one, just going to cry for a little bit. I'll take you comfy way, I know. Okay, I'm going to just pop him in now. I know, it's okay.
Shame, you can see how this little one's attached to his caregiver and doesn't want to leave her and not used to the bigger monkeys. But of course you'll see how quickly things change, and the foster mom calms her down and will start looking after her.
He had a big scream because I took him off me, but it's needed to be able to put him in. If I put him in with a blanket, then he clings to the blanket. So he settled very quickly on a branch with Punim. Martha did come over there, but yeah, it's just part of the process. So hopefully he'll settle in, at least he can see his friends again who he's already met before. So a bit dramatic to begin with, but now he's sat with Punim and we'll see how today goes. It is quite frightening for them to begin with. Obviously they're used to people, and then we put them in with monkeys, but he has been with these babies before, but he's just got to meet the foster mums now today. Okay, so there's Martha, just come up to say hello. So there they are in the distance. You've got Bru up the top, and you've got Kinney on the left, and you've got Punim on the right. So he's busy sat with Punim right now. I'm just keeping my distance because then the mums can bond a bit better and he won't cry for humans. So that's why they're so far in the distance. You can see now he's crying a bit. And then Martha has just popped up there on a branch. He looks like he's about to explore. So he's still crying, wondering what's going on, where he is. How did he get here? He's just seen some of the troop there by the fence. So we've got a couple of the females by the fence. Looks like Pan. And then we got Jethro sat outside by the gate. Roxy's bodyguard. So here's Kinney at the front, sucking a finger for comfort. Martha's on her way up, or not. She's very good with the babies. She didn't get too close to immediately scare him. Just to see what's going on. Oh. She sees him crying. And then she is eyebrowing people to stay away from him in case that's the reason he's crying. So he is screaming quite a bit. He's not sure. It's like he wants to go up there. Yep. He's getting there. He's changed his mind. But I think if Punim can go and sit next to Martha, then he may go and sit up. Let's see. So Martha's just joined these two on a branch. He's not sure whether to run away or stay. You can see we got lots of chicken wire on the fence. It's not very aesthetically pleasing, but it does the job. It just stops the babies from escaping if they're too small to get through the diamond mesh. So that's why it's there. Not for our purpose, but for theirs. Martha carrying Bru around. She's also carried Punim around this morning. Kinney in the background on the left and Punim on the right, sat on the top perches. Martha with Bru. He's definitely settled in well. She does check over for Kinney and Punim now and again. Here's Jethro sneaking off with some, don't know what he's found, some yellow vegetation. Funny because Jethro picked up this vegetation in the tree there, and then Rox was running along behind him, so it was very cute. Of course Jethro has been a protector to Rox, almost like a foster dad, you could say. He's very excited with whatever he's got. There's Rox in the tree there on the right, still chasing Jethro around with his vegetation thing. If you can see him in the distance, there he is. Rox above Jethro. Jethro walking off with his prize. And there Vox goes, running after Jethro. And Jethro's just gone far up in the trees, making sure nobody else can pinch whatever it is he has. But he seems very pleased with himself. Whilst keeping an eye on Kinney, of course, and the babies. He's still protected from the troop side, which is good. Ready to protect the babies when they finally go out. We've got Jasmine here in the cage next door. She's also been protective of the babies this morning, keeping an eye out, watching what's going on from a little distance. So you can see all the troops around, kind of really do get protective of babies. They kind of, the ones alongside the troop kind of see themselves a little bit as part of the group. So they do defend babies as well. So Martha's carrying Bru and Punim kind of latched onto the back of her. And Kinney's up the top crying, so hopefully he'll come down too. As Jethro's still carrying his yellow things. Very proud of himself whilst protecting babies. Martha's left. She was getting a little bit stressed with the three of them clinging to her. Well, Punim and Bru were clinging to her, so we're going to try two mums if we can get another one in, because it seems to be one in, one out right now. Pan's come in, gone straight up to Kinney, grabbed him, he screamed, and now he's clinging on to Pan. But Pan isn't a female that likes to stay in an intro cage, so she's probably not going to be a full-time mum, but she is carrying him around. It's a great start. The problem is Pan just wants to carry him out the door and he's not ready yet, he has to be 3 months. So she's gone up to join Reggae, and Punim's there. Still trying to get out the door though. And there's Reggae now going for the door. Pan holding Kinney. Holding Kinney upside down. Trying her best to hold on to him and comforting him. Reggae in the background there trying to get Bru off her for a minute. Kinney seems much more settled now that he's been carried around by a real monkey. And there's Pan giving Punim a hug so that they don't feel left out. And trying to take Bru as well, he seems to be the favourite of the three. And there they all are together. Kinney's getting some attention from Pan. Kinney's the one wriggling away. Punim sat on the right, but he also has had some attention, and he was carried by Martha this morning. Reggae on the left, Pan on the right, just climbing down. And all babies seem quite settled. Looks like Punim's venturing down on the ground, hopefully to the feeding cage. It's been a while since they've had a little drink. Yep, there goes Punim. Kinney's trying to work out how to get in the feeding cage. Seems to have forgotten. Punam drinking from the feeding cage. Punam going out of the feeding cage. Kinney's still trying to find it, so he's been hand fed some milk until he finds the feeding cage hole. And there's Bru going in the feeding cage. I had to let Reggae out because he was very screamy. It looked like he wanted a drink, but they were kind of holding him a lot, so he wasn't able to go in. So Reggae's gone out. There's Punam going in again. We just got to see that Kinney can find his way in. We'll follow the others in. Panned by the fence. Punam out. And there's Bru out. Kinney's still not been in.
Tony, Pascal and Victor ready for their move to Disneyland. This is some more new friends for them. Hello. Victor going over to say hello, showing some interest.
Is that touching everything?
Lily's still a little bit unsure. Oi. But there you see Floki with Pascal and Dirk. And who is this?
Let's see. Hercules?
Hercules coming over to say hello. Yes. And that is
Tony.
Tony doing a little bit of a walkabout. A lot more confident. Hey, Hercules. You have a new friend. Yeah? Come, Dika.
Oh, you're going to throw a straw. Look at you.
Pascal's still a little unsure.
Throw a straw. Yeah, you're going to throw a straw. Are you going to throw a straw? Okay.
Shannon Dirk just said a wee.
Did he? I'm happy for
For
him.
the, just for the records.
Shannon, is
Public spot now.
now.
Oh.
Okay, baby.
It's okay.
Around 10 o'clock. I'm washing all the bottles now.
Yeah, but Kenny's gone.
You've got his bottles?
Yeah.
Bottles now.
Funny enough, he's at least dehydrated. Oh, I know, baby. I'm sorry. Let's get some milk down you. Whilst the foster mums are out, I've just given Kinney and Punim some banana, top up on their energy until Kinney uses the milk feeding cage. He has also been hand fed milk through the bars as well, so just to make sure he's got enough sustenance ready to meet the next mums that come in. So we give them a little break in between so they can settle a little bit, have some food. I'm making a right mess of that, but he seems quite settled now with the three of them. Pan ran in and grabbed Kinney first and then Bru, so she's got two of them on her, trying to take them out the door. And Punam's there, sat beside them. Now she's actually got all three babies. The bandit troop are here, so I'm just going to check them out. But she's got all three babies ready to go out the door. So she's looking after all of them, ready to take them out. Bundle of babies that she's got. There's the bandit troop there, just come down. That's what she's making the fuss about. And there's Jethro raking by the fence as well. You can't take them all out yet, Pan. They're not big enough. They've got to grow a bit more, be a bit more independent so they can find their feeding cage at 3 months old. If they go out now, they'll just be stuck to mum without walking around far enough to go and find the feeding cages. That's really important they have their milk. So there she's hugging Bru and Punim. I'll let her out in a minute when she hasn't got babies on her. Just Bru. All 3 babies are asleep in a bundle, waiting for foster mums to come in. So they're having a bit of a break in between. There's Bru behind. And Punim with the fat tummy. He's drunk a lot of milk today, and then Kinney. Pom's in and she's just picked Kinney up. She's also part of the alpha group. So they're definitely going to have some good mums when they're finally out in the group. It's just finding a full-time one that stays in. Mags has joined Pom. So they're having lots of baby cuddles. Pom's got Bru. Mags is behind. Mags just held Punim briefly. I think this is the first time today that Kinney's actually been down on the ground properly. Looks like he's gonna, yeah, he's having a little drink of water. That's good. That's the first time he's had some water himself today. So, it's just a scuffle in the troop. Hopefully he'll find the feeding cage soon. And there he is having his first drink. Amazing. Once they calm down, they find their cage a lot easier. Everything becomes calmer, and then all of a sudden they just find their way. Mags is waiting for him to come out. He did have a little hand feed just before, so he might not be that hungry. So just a few sips, but at least he's been in and out, which is great. Looks proud of himself. Two mums and 3 babies all tucked up ready for bed on the perch. There is, you may not be able to see them because it's from a distance, but there is Bru with Martha. So Martha is holding Bru, Punim is clinging to Martha, and then Kinney is on the left, and you've got another mum reggae on the right. So they do seem to be cuddled up, ready to go to bed. So it's been a good day for Kinney. Some screaming and getting used to it and so on, but he has used the feeding cage several times now, but hopefully he'll be even more comfortable with it all in the morning.
Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit more of an intensive episode of the introductions and how they go. Sometimes it can be a little bit traumatic, not only for the monkeys but also for the caregivers, believe you me, but it is something that has to be done. Again, thanks everybody for your support. The donations coming through PayPal are really keeping us going. I really appreciate it. Our patrons, you guys are fantastic. Keep it up. Try subscribe. Get people to like our channel. It's the only thing that's actually getting us through this crisis at the moment. We really appreciate it. We love you all. Thank you. Till next week.